So this video is all about how to take your business or profession, even your job you're doing now, and make it work online to be remote friendly, because it seems that's the situation we're in. I've been doing this for 8 years now with clients on 6 continents, so I have a little bit of experience in making this happen. So the other day I emailed my subscribers and asked, would you be interested in some kind of program to help you transition online given what is going on right now? And the response was pretty overwhelming. So that means I actually have to make this program. And yes, I'm a little conflicted. It's like you're announcing a new program during this crazy crisis. So on one hand, it's like, is that profiteering kind of? But then on the other hand, it's like, if I don't help, like I consider my subscribers like my community, and it's like I have all this knowledge. I've been doing this for 8 years and helping other people do it and work remotely and deal with clients. So if I don't do it, aren't I kind of a dick for not helping people during this time? And if I do it for free, I have 4 people who work for me and I need to pay them. So, that is life. So yes, if you're curious, I did have that internal discussion about the whole thing. And when that was done, it came time to actually plan the program. And I started to think about what's really important to transition your business or job, or really anything you do that you're getting paid for, to move that online. And the biggest thing that came to mind is something that I've talked about on this channel before, but maybe not enough because it's so essential. It's really understanding this concept of value. And I'll link to some other videos where I've talked about this because it's a longer explanation, but essentially value is the real reason that people are paying you, what they get out of the circumstance. Now before, when I would explain this, I would use the example of water. What is the value of water? Well, if you're at home, in most places where people just drink tap water, water isn't really worth much, right? You'd pay what, 10 cents a liter maybe if you're at home. If you're somewhere like you're out at a concert or a place where you're really warm, maybe water is worth $5. And if you're trapped in the desert and there's no one around, water is worth a lot more. Perhaps these days there's more timely examples, like everything from hand sanitizer to toilet paper, which I still don't get. Ultimately, value is not about what you charge or what people pay, but it's ultimately what they value, what they get, and why they value it. So for example, someone gets a haircut, and are they really paying to go to your hair salon and get a haircut? Not really. They're paying because either they feel they have to fit in. So what they get out of that is like basic acceptance. That's not a high value thing. More likely they're paying to feel beautiful, to feel handsome, to feel clean or professional. They want a feeling out of it. That's ultimately why they're going. So in theory, if you had like a hair salon and you're going to be forced to close at some point, unless you're like Spain where everyone has forced to close except hairstylists, like somehow they're still allowed to be open. It's weird. But let's say you do have to close. Could you still stay in business? I think you could. I think you could do a service. If you have a list of all your clients, you could start contacting them by either text message or by email, or set up a Facebook thing. And you do something like every day or every week, you send them a new style that they can do themselves with their existing hair. Now you could do this as a group, like just suggest a style every week. Or if you're more of a high-end salon, you know your clients, you know what their hair is like, you could do this custom and say, hey, you normally come in for a haircut once a month, it's $60, things are crazy, I'd love your support to stay in business. What I'm doing is for $10 a week, every week, we'll do a little call together, like a voice call or a video call, and I'll go through like a new style you can try with your hair. So even if you're locked inside when you're taking those Instagram selfies with your face mask, that you can feel good and look good. Could totally do that, and that would work if you presented it the right way. I was recording a podcast about this yesterday, and I was talking about one of Gabby's friends who was a yoga teacher. Well, she is a yoga teacher, once a yoga teacher, always a yoga teacher. And her school closed down. And yes, the obvious thing she can do is do online classes via video, right? That's a pretty easy transition, and I've been encouraging her to do that. I've even said we will hire her because we're locked inside, and I've been meaning to do yoga for like years, so it's kind of perfect timing. But then I thought I would challenge myself. Like, yeah, video is obvious, but what if you really restricted it? What if she could only do business by postcard? Mail system only, no internet involved. Could you run a yoga business? I would challenge you that you could design a postcard each week with a different yoga pose or a series of poses. So rather than doing videos or whatever, you would actually have the 10 poses on a postcard, and you would charge people $5 a week, let's say, and you would mail them that postcard, and they would get their routine. They would do that routine that week. Maybe they even had to mail it back to you as like some accountability thing. And then the next week they get their new poses for that week. You wanted to really step it up, you could have 3 different postcard series. You could have the work at home, fix your posture series. You could have the runner series to make sure you don't have knee problems. And you could have the dancer and ballerina series for different poses, customized to each individual needs. Am I crazy? Maybe, but I guarantee if someone actually took action and did this, you could make it work. There are so many possibilities right now to continue doing what you're doing, and I think in many cases end up in a better position because so many of us, and not me really, if I gotta be honest, I'm pretty good at facing fear and making change, but I wanna feel like we're on the same team here. So many of us hold back on making big life changes. We stay at a job we don't like for many years. So many clients I get come after they were let go of their job and they say, I wanted to quit years ago and start my own business, but I felt some obligation or I felt fear or whatever. This is an opportunity where the world is really saying, hey, you gotta be at home, you gotta change things. So if you've been thinking about making a business that can work more from home or well, from traveling and location independence isn't exactly going to be a hot topic for this year. I might have to scale back on that conversation a little bit. But nonetheless, if you've been wanting to do this, and at some point again, planes will fly. Hopefully cruise ships just come to an end, but planes will still fly. And when that does happen, maybe during this time is when you do change your business or your profession to work remotely and work online. And I've had this experience with clients before where they tried it out because of just logistical things, and then their clients liked it more and they liked it more, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, all right, I've got a location independent business now. Now coming back to the main theme of this video, which is value. If you want to make this transition, you need to really think about what is the value that people get from what you do. Then once you have that really clear, think about how you could give them the same value or maybe even more in a different format. Will that be postcards? Will it be claymations? Will it just be simple video calls because you're too lazy to come up with some really, really creative way to do it? It's up to you, but that is going to be the key to thriving during the next year. And I have no doubt if you follow this advice and you take action and act swiftly that you are going to do just fine over the next year. If you would like a partner during this time, I mentioned that I will be starting a program for this, a group coaching program. It will last for the next 6 weeks and it will be a small group of us and I'll just work directly with you to help you make this transition with your business. So if you do want to join us and be part of that small community and work with me to make this transition maybe a bit smoother than if you did it on your own, I'll include a card that will pop up with a link to that and a link below in the description. Otherwise, stay tuned to the channel. I am locked inside here in Spain. So as you might imagine, you're going to be hearing a lot more from me. Have a good day. Stay positive. Stay safe. Take care of those around you. I have no doubt that you are a rock, that you are strong, that you are ready to thrive in this environment, but not everyone is. Friends, family, give people a call, video calls, phone calls. Really connect with people right now because it's what we're all going to need a lot of.